Yeah, that's frustration. I'd been practicing at that point for about an hour or so, and I just wasn't getting it. This was early on. Here I'm playing Boil the Cabbage, and this is probably 2 years into my fiddle, learning the fiddle. And you can see the gritted teeth. I'm holding on to that bow as tight as I can, and the neck tight as I can. And that's not the way you learn. It has to be relaxed. And I've learned how to relax since, but this was early on. I have gotten better, and I will update as I go along with more recent tunes on fiddle. But for now, this whole channel is about learning how to play the drums. And this, over the next 8 minutes, you're going to see me fast track about 5 months of learning to play on the drum pad. From January till about, I think around May, the video will end up. And typically I would get up at 6:15 in the morning, put my dog out, feed my cats, and sit down at the drum pad. It might not seem like it would be. It was very relaxing. It wasn't anything like the fiddle. I didn't have to worry about hitting the right note. I just had to find the rhythm to match the metronome. With right hand, not really a problem. I got it pretty quickly. Left hand was the problem. The book you see open there is a journal. It's a journal I started, and I'll talk about that a little more later. But my left hand still doesn't match my right hand. It's been coming up on a year now, about 11 months since I started this whole thing, and I'm still not there. I'd probably say I'm 95% there, but here you'll see I'm figuring out the fulcrum. Trying to, between my middle finger and my index finger, which one do I use for the fulcrum? And they're learning how to bounce. But I was not getting it with my left hand. I'd actually drop the sticks, or drop the stick with my left hand. It was so uncoordinated. But I got there. And by the time, 5 or 6 months in, I felt a lot more comfortable. And so over the next number of little clips here, you're going to see me in different situations, usually in the morning. This here is actually an interesting one. My wife and I traveled to Halifax to visit a couple of friends, and they have this beautiful house out on the water, looking out of the ocean. So this was when we arrived, we stayed at the hotel the first night, and I brought up my drum pad. I brought it with me just to keep on practicing. And then while they were out of their house, I practiced in their back room, looking out in the ocean. It's just gorgeous there. So every opportunity I had, I practiced. Typically it was in the morning for about an hour and a half before I went to work. And it wasn't bothering the rest of my family. They couldn't hear it. They had their, I was practicing far enough away, and the drum pad was quiet. That drum pad is from a company called Drumeo, and it's Drumeo is an amazing online program. It's fantastic for beginners. They teach also, I think, guitar, piano, but they have amazing videos breaking everything down. And no, I don't own Drumeo, but that's what I've chosen to use to learn. Here I'm doing paradiddles, and paradiddles are still eluding me. I can do them slowly, but that's about it. So this is my cat, one of my cats. His name is Three. You'll get to know the cats and dog Luna a lot more if you follow along. Three is named Three because when he was a little kitten, he had his back leg amputated because he had a club foot. And that little cat gets around like you wouldn't believe. So he's named Three. So of course his brother is named Four. And you'll meet him a little bit later. But I watched different videos online. I used the metronomes. I was just trying to coordinate my left hand with my right hand. My right hand was loosening up. My left hand just felt like a club. It wasn't relaxed. It wasn't fluid. But I kept working at it, and I got to the point. It's more recent, probably October. No, probably say September, that I finally feel that my left hand is really close to my right hand, as far as just being fluid and relaxed. So that book right there, as I said before, is my journal. I write it in every morning. I record how long I've practiced for and what I practiced that day. And so this was one of my brilliant thoughts, that I was going to try to also learn how to play the traditional grip. And this is an exercise to practice coordinating the traditional grip. So I gave that up pretty quickly because it wasn't helping me at that moment. I didn't need to overcomplicate things. So here I am back. Morning. It was probably cold outside. Had the fire going and just relaxed. Over the next number of videos, I will get better at my recording. I'll be getting better at actually, hopefully, my YouTube and narrating. I'm still trying to find my way. I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. But I'm going to try out a couple of different ways of doing it. But in the meantime, you'll just see me. I'll show you one of my probably around 250 videos that I have of myself practicing. Just here I am trying to match the left to right, left to right. You have to do this. You have to do the basics. It's the only way that you're going to get better, quicker. Nobody has that talent right away. Some people might excel at it, but they don't have the talent. It's practice, constant practice. This was probably, we're getting closer to May here, and that's 3 again, just watching me. They got a lot more comfortable as time goes on. You'll see them in later videos. But here you'll see just a little more relaxed with the right hand. You can see that I'm drumming, using the stick a little better there, and understanding how to do it. And here's my ever faithful dog, Luna, and that's 4, taking up their spot where they generally sit every morning. Luna always sits with me. She's either at the window or sitting beside me. You can see her doing her nose art on the window. She puts her nose up to the window and makes a bit of a mess that we have to clean up every 2 or 3 days, but we call it her nose art. And so 4 probably got a little bored. Decide, had enough of this. And so coming to the end of this video, this would be, I'm going to try to upload this one tonight. I still have no idea what I'm doing as far as narrating videos. I'm going to get more, I think I'm going to get better at it. And I hope you follow along, because within 2 or 3 videos, you're going to see me on my drum kit. And I will get to the point where I am right now, November 26th, where I am tonight. And you'll see me starting to learn